Okay then, hello and welcome to my Friday night Smackdown review, which I should say they are in the new Thunderdome. Thunderdome 2, Tampa, Florida. Their last night was on Monday on Raw at the Amway Center, but since the NBA looks like they have to fill up, occupy that space again, and other sports, the WWE have now had to move to Tampa, Florida, at the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium, which it was a baseball field, by the way, but it doesn't really look that different. I should say you could tell kind of like the big screen over it and whatnot, but it's still like the same Thunderdome, so you can't really tell the difference in both. Maybe just if you look up a little and a couple color changes, but it's still the Thunderdome. I'm just gonna call it Thunderdome 2 now. So Thunderdome 2, folks, Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida. But before we do move on, with the SmackDown review, I just want to take a little bit of time, gotta say, rest in peace. Condolences to Tommy Tiny Lister Jr. Listen to the wrestling world. I'm sure a lot of people know him as Zeus, but if you are a movie fan or you know this person in general, not just from wrestling but from movies, most famously known as Deebo from the Friday movies and whatnot, unfortunately passed away yesterday. To what I've read, apparently he may have had the virus or symptoms of corona and whatnot. That's what they're saying his manager said. But I think, he was found unconscious at home, and that's very very sad news. Listen, I didn't grow up watching Zeus. I didn't really I knew he was a wrestler at one point, mostly because of the No Holds Barred movie with Hulk Hogan back then, and he did wrestle a couple times too. I never really seen any of it unless I go look up footage. Like I said, this was before my time and whatnot. But like I said, mostly a lot of people know this man for being Deebo from Friday, okay? And don't get me wrong, he's been in a lot of other movies and TV shows. He's had parts in The Dark Knight. He's been the president of Earth. Just shows from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jamie Foxx show, voice act. I remember he was in that Chameleonaire video, Rat and Dirty and whatnot. There's many things I could go on about him, but mostly he is known as Deebo from Friday when he fought Craig and whatnot. see, I got mind control over Deebo. He say, "Shut the fuck up." I'll be quiet. But when he leave again, I'll be talking. From to that to that's my bud Punk and everything. Hey man, don't you give him his chain back, man? What chain? yeah. What chain? What chain? So, like I said, I can go on like a whole bunch of quotes and whatnot, but my friend did say this, and I think this was kind of true, that you cannot continue the Friday franchise at this point. Which I know a lot of people said they could have did the movies years ago, but that's not all Ice Cube's fault. That was just the studios holding them back and whatnot. And unfortunately, we lost Pops. John Witherspoon last year, and then Deebo now and this year and whatnot. Because honestly, I did not even really believe that story yesterday. I'm like, I was like Deebo, and it did. I didn't believe it. Like 62, also, man, still not even that old. Also, like the guys was still going out here strong and whatnot. But even at the Bodega Wrestling, it's not my bad. I meant the Urban Wrestling Network and whatnot. I know one of the guys had a really great quote for it, and I thought this was actually accurate. That the wrestling fans loved him as Zeus, but the streets knew him as Deebo. So I thought that was a great quote he had put on Twitter yesterday. I'm like, that's very, very, very accurate. So it's a shame, though. It honestly is really sad, though, because trust me, I've watched the Friday movie from time to time if it's on TV, and I can just quote it all day and whatnot because it's still that great of a movie and hilarious to this point. I remember I think I was talking about it months ago, early in the year. I'm talking about the 20th. It was like the 20th, 25th anniversary of the movie and whatnot, and I was talking about that not that long ago. So like I said, it's a really it's sad. It's a shame we lost another good one right here. Like I said, I know it's about wrestling and everything, and like I said, the guy was in wrestling for a minute, but most fans know him as Deebo, okay? So I just want to say a few words before we actually begin this review of Smackdown. So, yeah, RP Tiny List Jr., man. RP Deebo, man. Just sad. RP Zeus. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But moving on now into the SmackDown review, we kicked it off with a contract signing between both Sasha and Carmella at TLC. And, Carmella only appeared on the screen, and I guess she sent this dude out here for the contract. What did they call this guy? Whoever, like her personal bell tender or something. I don't, bell attendant. What was it? I forgot what the dude's name was, honestly, at this point, but he brought the contract to the ring. Sasha signed it, and talking about the rules and everything. And how about this? We want to have the match tonight. And Adam Pearce say, it would be tonight's main event then. So the match would not be at TLC. It's going to be tonight on SmackDown. Next, though, Street Profits. I guess they're talking about Roode and Ziggler. Are they about to come out? And, I guess what happened last week, called them embarrassing and whatnot. And as the Street Profits were out there, it was basically Montez Ford versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, said that Ford had called him a poor man's HBK in the past, but the point is that he's very rich and whatnot, and he called them broke deuces and marrow of the Street Profits. Honestly, I wanted to call Roode and Ziggler Discount DX when you think about it, because I've seen comparisons. We all know what Ziggler with Shawn Michaels and whatnot, but I've seen comparisons to Bobby Roode or Triple H in the past also, so I was going to call them Discount DX. And then we had Montez Ford versus Dolph Ziggler, which the oddest thing in this match happened where they cleared the ring, and then the Profits got in the ring, and all these solo cups started raining everywhere. So apparently we're doing a celebration midway in the match. Why? Before commercial? I don't understand that. And, it ended up with Ziggler getting the win after Roode got involved. He ended up winning with the super kick and whatnot. So what was the point of that celebration? I have literally no idea what was up with that. But then again, I don't even want to see Street Profits versus them anyways, because, like I said, I swear this happened before, and Roode and Ziggler already lost, so why do we need to see them again? But next, Sami Zayn, I guess, was somewhere in the back. Somebody doesn't have his shirt yet. Big E came with his new shirt and everything. And, there's a lot of meat inside the shirt. And then he had Apollo Crews hold up a shirt, or a homemade one of Sami Zayn, looked like a stick figure. And he tried to rip it in half, but he couldn't. And then Big E said, we go see what happens tonight. And basically Sami Zayn went on talking about all the people he's beaten, that, he doesn't have merchandise and whatnot. And, consumerism he started talking about. Talking about a lot of his fellow Quebecers. He was going to talk about Pat Patterson, but Big E ended up coming out, basically him versus Sami Zayn, which actually was not that bad of a match, but it ended up in a count out then. Basically, Sami Zayn was starting to run from Big E. He went from under the ring, trying to basically kick Big E away and winning by count out. Still a good match, though, I will say that, but Big E tried to give him, basically gave him the chase then, but Sami got away after he won the match. So Sami still found ways to survive holding that Intercontinental title, but when will he defend or lose it? Something he will lose to Big E or Daniel Bryan. We shall see. Bayley was in the back talking about she wished Carmella the best to beat Sasha Banks tonight, calling her overpaid and irrelevant, until Bianca came up then saying, all right, you doing all this talking, can't keep my name out your mouth, but I got receipts about you, okay? You didn't beat Natalya. She was Bianca was the last person on the Survivor Series team. She's the strongest, the roughest, the fastest, and Bayley didn't really want to listen to it and whatnot and walk off. Also, Carmella was basically was talking about how, I don't know, she compared herself what did she try to compare herself to? Mariah Carey or Jennifer Lopez, and that she's going to beat Sasha Banks tonight. We got a recap of last week with the whole Roman, Kevin Owens, and Jey Uso thing. As Roman was watching on the screen, Jey Uso said, we good. Hey, Roman says, we great, man. How's your family? Everything's good? Good. On my side. But as Kevin Owens came out, Owens came out. He threw a whole bunch of tables, ladders, and chairs in the ring. And after what happened last week, he wanted to prove that he does not fear Roman Reigns. And he understands that he's fighting for his family. But, Roman, you have your family on TV to fight for you and whatnot. And Owens says at TLC, it's one of the most important matches of his career. And he's going to need all the help he can get. And he's not talking about family and industry. They watch from home. And he's got some friends that are going to help him. The friends that, are going to be some chairs to, break Roman's bones, some tables to put him through, ladders to hit him with. And, the ladder is his favorite friend. And he's going to use it to hurt Roman and whatnot. And, he's going to climb it and become the Universal Champion. And Owens, he started to continue about his family again. Roman basically sent Jey Uso there to take care of it. Uso came from behind, hit him with a chair into, the bad leg and everything. But Owens got pretty much the upper hand, started hitting him with the chair, and hit him with a pop-up powerbomb through the table. Roman came out as basically Kevin Owens said, come on, let's go, let's do this thing. But Paul Heyman says, you are in control of this, you're the OG, you're the shot caller, you run this thing and whatnot, and we don't have to do this right now. Owens then went to the back and to ask Caleb Braxton, where is he, huh? And Roman was talking about my family and everything. Look what I had to do with his family and whatnot. But Roman ended up hitting a chair against Kevin Owens then. And then, he introduced himself to Kevin Owens' family. He's the head of the table and whatnot. And listen, I'm putting a roof off of y'all head, feeding y'all and everything. And he says, you may need to talk some sense into your dad before he takes the food off the table this time. So the Roman Owens stuff, great as usual. That basically is the best thing on the show, if you ask me. So once again, great stuff, especially from Roman. Billy Kay and Natalya. Once it was Natalya, it's like channel changing. And when it's against the Riot Squad, it's not much I can really say from this. The Riot Squad won. It's Natalya. I don't even know what Billy Kay's gimmick is half the time anymore. But then we got Chad Gable and Otis. Basically having them blindfolded Otis and playing with the medicine ball several hours later. I guess they were training and whatnot. Cesaro Nakamura came up then. How about we put your new skills to the test, which it was a tag team match then. Ended up with Cesaro Nakamura winning, which Gable ended up losing and whatnot. So guy loses a lot. I will say that. The guy just loses a lot. Corbin was in it with his new guys, whether or not the Forgotten Sons anymore, since they have a new gimmick, two of them. So what I hear, Gunners with Elias, I don't know, I haven't really seen that much of that, but basically called the other two, Cutler and Blake there, the Knights of the Lone Wolf, and that they have pledged their cold-blooded loyalty to the king, and that Mysterio wants to mess with them. There's going to be consequences next, so he needs to watch out. So yeah, Corbin, he's got a new stable now, the Knights of the Lone Wolf. I actually thought that one didn't sound like a bad name. I don't know why. It just didn't sound bad. But in the main event, though, we got Carmella versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Basically, this match wasn't bad, but I knew there was going to be something that was going to continue. Basically, the ref, what was it, the guy that keeps coming in, Somali or something they called him, throughout this match, kind of put the distraction, and Carmella tried to do submission on her, code of silence, but Sasha hit the bank statement and then Carmella, what is not Carmella, but this Salami, Carmella's assistant there, threw like some champagne in the ring. Ref got distracted, and Sasha started beating up Carmella then, and basically it was a disqualification because Sasha went past the 5 count, and then she hit the bank statement onto the dude in the ring then. Carmella came in with a super kick, start beating up Sasha, throwing to the ice bucket, even taking a bottle of champagne and hitting her in the back with it before spraying and celebrating to close the show, even though I felt that went on for a little bit too long. I figured it's going to be a rematch at TLC anyways. That's why it's just some angle to put up on this. So that's all I can really say from that. I still don't really want to see this match. The match wasn't bad. It's just I don't really want to see this feud in general. But obviously, it's going to continue in the TLC. Probably some chair or tables match. Not sure what's going to happen, but we'll see what happens from that. As for the rest of the show, yes, the Roman Owens stuff continues to be the best thing on here. I don't know why the Street Profits are celebrating midway through the match with solo cups. The spray out of everywhere. The Otis and Chad Gable thing could be something. Knights of the Lone Wolf, I don't know. Natalya, don't care. Yeah, that's SmackDown for you. But hey, it's still better than Raw at the Thunderdome too. But other than that, though, that is my review of SmackDown. Okay, so I'm out here. Comment, subscribe. We will be back with another review here too, or whenever, whatnot. But I still need to go check out that Best of Super Juniors and World Tag League Finals. So I'm gonna go check that out right now. Finishing up this review and whatnot. So yeah, that's all I can really say about SmackDown tonight. Okay. But yeah, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace. R.I.P. Deebo.